What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, well, I owe you guys a video. It's been a while, and we got a new toy. We got a new desert toy. And I know you guys have been bugging me about it. I apologize. I'm gonna explain to you why I took so long. So, I wanted to make sure that, you know, there was some flaws about, I take it back, not some flaw like look-wise, but I test drove this car, and I was like, man, something's wrong here, you know? It's like, felt like at, you know, like 4,000, 4,200 RPMs, it would just take off, and then that was it. Like, brrr. So it felt like it was out of fuel, old fuel, something was wrong. So I brought it home, diagnosed it a little bit, found that the fuel pump had 8.2 volts going to it instead of 12 volts, you know? So now I rewired it. Basically, his wiring was jacked up. Rewired it. Now we're getting, with the car running, 14.2, 13.8, and the thing just wham, went all the way to 7,200. I was like, there we go. Then went over the car. I want to do my compression test on this thing, do my leak down test, you know, just make sure that the car was not going to give me any problems. Now, that's not saying it's going to give me problems, you know, I mean, that's just one thing about these cars, but let me show you. Bam! This is the new Desert Toys, guys. Desert Toy. Now, this car is called an All-Star Works, or Works Chassis. I think that's what it's called, Works Chassis. I personally have never heard of this car before. I'll show you the front of it, right here. I do like the stance of it, looks good. Again, if you guys, you know me, I love the white, you know, the all white. I do want to add some graphics though, some white, black, blue. I don't know how I feel about the blue rims. You know, I was thinking about doing black rims, maybe with the blue beadlock to match the blue springs right there. I don't know, let me know, comment down below. Also, guys, comment down below. I don't know why, and this guy told me a lot of people are running these out in the desert, in the sand. I have never personally seen anybody run these tires out in the sand before. I don't see how they would do good. I don't know if anybody out there knows. They are Baja Pro MTs. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know. I've always ran, you know, the 3 ribs or the 4 ribs on these things. I've never seen a tire run like this in the sand. So, this car has Fox 2.5 front and rear triple bypass shocks. It's got, here you go, nice power steering up there. It's got a nice little bow tie up there. We got to put that HID light. I'm not really a fan of that light. We're going to put an LED. We got a windshield. We got a, I think it's 40-inch curved light bar, but I do want to change that and put a Baja design light bar. I got so many plans for this thing, guys. Obviously, it didn't come this clean. I had to put the Eddie's Life, you know, clean touch. Nick had to come do a little buffing. We still got a buffing wheel we're waiting for. There's some, like, see, like little stuff like this. I want to get out, buff out. I know. I can hear in the comments, are you kidding? Yada yada. Go ahead, comment down below, guys. I know. I'm gonna do it anyways. I like my stuff clean. So here is the interior. It is a 5-seater, a bench seat with some PRP seats. Now, it is not a sequential. And here's the thing. So the guy had 2 cars, and I was going back and forth on, man, should I get a sequential? Should I get H pattern? Here's my pro and con about both. So I like the H pattern just because parts are really cheap. I mean, you know, what do you get, a whole transmission for $5 to $6 grand? I mean, I've seen them online too, $4 grand. I got some of my family that have these sequentials, and they're like, okay, you need this 10 grand, 15 grand, oh, 20 grand. So I'm kind of like worried, and I know people say like those sequentials are bulletproof. You know, I've never had one, I don't know. Just from what I've seen people have issues with them, and the cost is very expensive. So that's why I was kind of like, you know, maybe I'm gonna stick with this H pattern. Of course, we're limited on horsepower, I understand. But, I mean, what is the whole transmission? $6 grand for these things? Called 7. That's way cheaper than a sequential. So, I don't know. Comment down below. I'm curious to know your guys' thoughts. I do like the sequential. I've driven a sequential car before, and I love it. It's awesome. But this one just has a traditional H pattern. And you guys know, obviously, this dashboard cannot stay like this. So, I've got some goodies coming for this entire dash. So when you guys, next time you see this dashboard will not be like this. I mean, look, he's just got like just basic switches. Who still puts toggle switches in? Did anybody put toggle switches anymore? Those are gone. No toggle switches. So we got a lot of goodies coming for this thing. Yes, that is my pillow because I can't reach the damn pedal or the clutch. My issue that I had was the seat does self-adjust, but I can't go up anymore because it's hitting the cutting brake right here, and I don't want to, you know, puncture a hole right there into the seat. So this is about as far up as I can go. Can't go up anymore. So I have to have a pillow. I know, so my short ass can reach, guys. I know, I'm sorry. It is what it is. Here is the rear of the car. Some of you guys might like that number. Some of you don't like it. I didn't put it on there. Came with the car. Here's the rear. He had all the shocks, all Cerakoted, everything on here. I assume these stars are because it's an all-star car. This does have some STUs 33s on it. They are the Pro, yeah, 33-15 Pro. They are Raceline wheels. Here is the transmission. So this guy actually just put a brand new transmission, and I understand the wiring is hideous in this thing. Like, this part right here drives me crazy, but I got something coming. Look at that. I got something coming. This wiring is gonna be completely gone, guys. So this car's gonna be completely different when I'm done with it. But we got a new transmission. This is an LS7 427 right here with a cam in it. And you know, we gotta change this intake manifold. I was thinking about doing like the polished, like the black one, or that billet like black one, because it matches right here. Matches the shock, and then also the little reservoir. See, it's got a little ding right there. We got to change that. Maybe do a black billet one there. Do some valve covers. I found some black billet valve covers. So it's unbelievable how much stuff. You know, I wasn't really into LS motors, but I found out like these LS motors, you can literally bolt up in this car an LS 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on, and it just bolts right up. I mean, it's insane. So I would assume this thing, he told me it's about, you know, 650. I've just been telling people it's 600 horsepower. I don't really, you know, until I dyno it. Once I get the new stuff installed, I am gonna dyno this to get some exact numbers, because I don't really know, you know, I mean, it's an LS7 stroked, you know, bigger cam, so I don't know. You can call it 600 for now, but we're not really sure. It is naturally aspirated, so no turbo, no supercharger yet, and it's pretty clean, guys. You know, I mean, the first thing I looked at, you know, were like gaskets, oil leaks, anything, seals, stuff like that. There were no leaks at all in this thing. The guy kept the car, you know, pretty up to, not my standards, but pretty clean. You know, it's got the two brake lights there and there, and then that is the it's just yellow. I don't know if that's just a running light, probably. That's why that's there. I do like all these like Fragola, the fittings and the lines, how he's got this, you know, to the radiator hose. I know these because if you guys know, I put these on the rammer under the truck. You know how I have all those lines and all these fittings here. I know these are expensive, all of these, because I bought these. I'm like, dang, man, like, what is it with this stuff? It's crazy expensive. So, but yeah, so here you go. It's got all those lines in it. And I will show you the driver's side. It's a little crammed, you know, we got stuff everywhere over here. But let me go to the driver's side. But I want to know, you know, you guys, my desert guys out there, have you seen this car in the desert? Do some hunting. You know, the guy said he restored this entire car, pretty much went through it and cleaned everything up on it. So let me know if you guys have seen this, seen it out in the dunes. Go ahead, my fellow subscribers out there, start your investigation and tell me what you know about this car that I don't know. Because I want you, I know some of you guys know something or have seen this car out there before. And then I guess this car was built by a guy named Al. I think Al is the, I want to say the owner. I've been trying to look online, guys. Like, I don't know anything about, I've never heard of this. If you guys have heard of an All-Star Works chassis car, let me know. I've never heard of this. So I guess that was the guy who built this and made this car. I drained all of the old fuel. I mean, you should have seen the old fuel. It looked like Coca-Cola, guys. It was disgusting. There are some stuff we got to redo. Like, you see this? It's like sandblasted, it looks like right here. The blue is gone, it's been sandblasted. So we gotta pull these off, get these things, you know, powder coated up, cleaned up, finished up. The CVs, I wanna see if I can, you know, polish these things up, the shaft. And I wanna protect them, you know, wrap them. Let me know what you guys do. I worry about like a rock or something destroying that thing, you know, smacking into it. And here's the driver side of it, sitting in it. That's about it. All you have is really water, oil, volts, and your tack, which, you know, is pretty basic to me, but yeah, this got to go. It's got to go. Now, I know, why, what was the deal? Why did you make the switch, Eddie? Well, guys, here's the thing. So, the kids are getting older. They want to come with me on dude rides. You know, my daughter's getting older. She wants to come with me on dude rides. So, I needed a 4-seater, and I refused to pay these outrageous 4-seat pricing, $40,000 and $50,000 and $60,000 for these 4-seater Can-Ams. Are you out of your freaking mind? I mean, look at these. Sold $53,000. Sold $60,000. Like, are you guys serious? For a side-by-side with only 200 horsepower, bone stock, or 195 or 192, whatever it is, then you gotta put $10,000 into it, or $20,000 into it by the time you do your windshield and light bar and blowout valves and turbos and get some more Hurst purrs and some more torque out of those things and all this. It's crazy to think that people are paying $60,000 for these side-by-sides. So that's why when I'm like, no, I'm not buying a 4-seater, because they're heavy, they're very slow, and they're outrageously priced. Like, there's so many buggies, as an example, that cost less. So just showing you guys, that's why I picked and that's why I went with the sand car. Now, the dilemma with this thing is I worry about, you know, just stuff, parts on this thing. You guys know that was the one reason why I never wanted a sand car. I love it, it looks good, I'm really happy with the car, but I worry about durability. You know, I gotta say, as much crap as I talk about the 4-seater, the Can-Am or Polaris or whatever, I still love the side-by-side. I just won't pay the price for a 4-seater. But what I love is I've never had any problems. My 900, my 1000 Polaris, my Can-Am now that I have, I've never, ever, ever had any issues with those cars. So literally, I get to the desert, boom, start them up, they run for me every single time. So I worry about these buggies, because these buggies, they're not like that from my knowledge, you know. Now, I'm anal about my stuff. You guys know me. I keep my stuff tip-top, perfectly top-notch shape. So, this thing, obviously, I mean, I already started like a little, not like a goodie bag. Oh, I gotta go around. So you can call it like a goodie bag, but I'm just collecting spare stuff. So we got, you know, coolant for the buggy. We've got spare fuel pump, 2 of them in there. We got spare valve cover gaskets. We got spark plugs, you know, we got belts, we got fittings, relays, we've got Zeus fittings. I mean, we got all types of stuff. This is going to be the buggy collection. I got tons of stuff here from Napa because I'm gonna redo some stuff. So this is like kind of the stuff that I feel like I have to bring, because like oil changes, I feel like an oil change on this car, I'm gonna do it every trip, just because it's gonna make me feel comfortable. It's got clean oil. I pulled the valve covers off. This does have hydraulic rollers. So, you know, I mean, I don't know, maybe every other trip. With my Can-Am, I did it like every, you know, 5, I think, trips, because we didn't really ride that much. I mean, you guys see my desert videos, so we're sitting there mainly smoking cigars and eating. So maybe, who knows, this thing will not give me any issues. I hope, you know, I hope I don't have to deal with issues and sit out there and work on them. But I got the spare parts that I think if they fail, they will fail. So we'll see. And you know, I did pull the plugs out, stuck a camera down in there, you know, looked at the top of the pistons. I want to see if there's like a ton of carbon buildup or any chips or just anything that looked weird on the piston. Piston was very clean, hardly, literally no carbon buildup on there. And here's the crazy thing. The guy's been driving this car like cruising it at that 4,000 RPMs, you know, 4,200 where the thing would die. So he was like not even using the full potential of this motor. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking, well, how about, you know, pre-detonation? Well, I mean, I looked everything over. I had an LS like master come here, literally look this over also to see if I missed anything, compression test, leak down test, like I said, everything. He's like, no, dude, this computer, this LS is very, very clean. He's thinking the computer could retard the timing or possibly, you know, pretty much make sure it doesn't pre-detonate. I don't know, the guy said he ran regular pump gas, regular 91 in this thing. I'm personally not gonna run 91. He ran unleaded. I'm going to run, I put 10 gallons in it already, but I'm going to run, it's called C9. It's 100 octane, it's ethanol-free unleaded fuel. So this is the fuel right here. It comes in the VP hand jugs, and I just dump them in here. But it's C9, it's 100 octane unleaded fuel, and this is what I'm going to be running in that sand car, just because I want extremely, extremely clean fuel. The other fuel that you see there is leaded fuel. This car does not want leaded, so it's not tuned for leaded, or it's not tuned for E85. I would like E85. You know, I could probably just put a computer injectors, you know, because E85 is so cheap. It's only like $3-4 bucks a gallon. And yeah, we still got the Cummins motors here. We had to move it, make room, and I had to get another engine stand. Well, because it's right over there. I haven't put it together. Because, what do you guys think I've just purchased? I'm not gonna tell you, but I got something for this car, and I don't know, I can't put it in because it will just grenade the transmission, but I got it coming. I'm gonna put on an engine stand, and we're gonna have some goodies coming. We're gonna have a lot of LS stuff going on this channel. I've been doing so much homework and so much research on LS engines. It's number one, it's incredible how cheap everything is for these LSs compared to diesels. I've always just done diesel. Just in general, I've been looking at like these blocks and the heads and everything, and it's just insane how cheap it is, guys. Now, this thing, I believe, because I can see the name right there, and I know every time I tell the person, they're like, oh no, or oh yeah, they either get excited or bummed out. So it's got, you see there, Bostik. It's got Bostik heads right there. I would assume that's why it says Bostik right there. And when you look over here, I found out the engine builder who built this engine, his name is Steve Doze. And when I talked to him, he said, well, here's proof, pal. Look inside here and you will see my name and the number. And if you guys, I don't know if you guys can see it right there. So it says right there, Doze, and then it says 427. So Steve Doze, I guess, built it, and it's got Bostik heads on it. Also, we got to add an oil catch can. I noticed there is no oil catch can on this thing. You can see, I'm going to put it in line, you know, where the valve cover is. It pretty much comes out and goes to that top filter right there. And you can see a little smoke built up, and it gets a little oily, and, you know, well, sand's going to start sticking to it. It's going to get pretty nasty. I do want to run that down below, but put an oil catch can in between first, and then you know, get that thing out of there. It's not right above someone's head. But test drove it, you know, with it came with regular rear street tires on it, and it's insanely fast. You know, if you like squeeze on the throttle, get on it slow, I mean, it just keeps pulling it. Like the torque, the pull that it has is incredible. And if you get on it a little bit and smack that throttle, the back end, both tires just sit there spinning. So this thing, I don't know if it's gonna do wheelies, you know, and I don't know how much it's gonna weigh. I'm gonna weigh this car, actually. I'm waiting for D-Max Rhino to finish with my boom, because I need that boom to weigh this thing. But I assume it's going to be pretty light, because here's why. And yes, I'm gonna tell you, it does fit in my toy hauler, but you know how it fits? So when I pull it in, I literally pick up the front end of the car and I slide it over. So I gotta slide it over like 2 inches for it to clear, because when the slide, so this front tire sort of goes into the kitchen portion, and then the slide comes to like right about here and it closes. But if I don't push that front end, it's gonna hit this. And I only got like 2 inches, probably 2 to 3 inches of the slide. That's really, you know, it sits really close. So I've got some foam pad, which is this, that we got to put there, because I do not want it hitting the side of the buggy. And then once I figure out, you know, I don't know, I was thinking about maybe doing like an Eddie's Life, like a black, white, and blue, you know, wrap to match the springs there. And because, you know, it's going to be nice because it's going to be wrapped where nothing is going to ding it or dent it, you know. So if I do got to peel it off, this is still fresh underneath. I was going to sit and clear bra it and keep it all white, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Should I keep this thing all white, or should we put some crazy graphics on this thing? But that's all I got for you guys. Let me know if you've seen the car. Let me know if you know anything about a car. Let me know if any of you guys have heard of All Star Works, because I never have heard of them before in my life. So I hope like the car's good, geometry's good of it. Like I said, it's my first sand car, so we'll see. Maybe after this we'll go get one of those, like, I will say my dream car is one of those Tatums, a TRX4. They're like 300K. I know I'm crazy, but I would buy one of those. I would. Desert is, you know, me, I'm not a river guy. So when it comes to desert, I'll spend 300K, no problem, on one of those cars. So hopefully that'll be the next car, guys. But that's all I got for you guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up button. And if you like the sand car, hit the thumbs up button. If you don't like it, tell me why, but hit the thumbs up button anyways. But thank you guys for watching. Peace.